Alright. So, I'm gonna end up pissing off a whole bunch of lawyers and folks and whatnot. I already know it. I'm gonna end up having the freaking cops come out in the comments like, "Wee!" And I'm gonna have a whole bunch of fucking weekend warrior wannabes that don't know what the fuck they're doing going, yeah, right. Reality is that, both sides are wrong on this. Because we're not willing to look at what the actual factuals of it is. So, real quick, to preface everything, your Second Amendment is your right to carry weapons to protect your community and thereby protect yourself. Your Fourth Amendment right is your right to defend yourself specifically. And your Fifth Amendment right is the right to be able to defend yourself specifically. Quick caveat. One is to defend your home, property, person, papers, effects, that, this, that, the other, your livestock, your family, okay? That's your fourth. Then your fifth is the right to defend yourself in a courtroom or otherwise within society. We massively disproportionate and dissimulate these rights, our understanding of these rights, because what we're doing is we're saying, oh, well, the Second Amendment right is our right to self-defense. Wrong. That is your Fourth Amendment right, and if you don't know the fucking difference, if you go to a courtroom, you're going to end up fucking yourself. This is why I don't like these online super lawyer thingies. Because the reality of it is the courts themselves have actually acquiesced to this shit. Your right to your self-defense is the Fourth Amendment and the Fifth Amendment in conjunction. Your right to keep and bear arms about your person, wherever the fuck you may go, regardless of this state line, that state line, the pro-politics, whatever. That's your Second Amendment. It's because you are in an active action of protecting the community. It's not just because, you're protecting yourself. No. You're allowed to protect yourself all you want. But here's the difference. If you want to cite Second Amendment regulations, you want to cite your Second Amendment right, then you better fucking add up to your responsibility of that too. Your responsibility of that is that if you are going around carrying a firearm like I do, then you are to protect your community at large should something pop off in front of you. You better be willing to ride that fucking lightning. And see, this is the Second Amendment. Not this bullshit of, because this piece of paper says that I can, there I may. No, it's this piece of paper is a bunch of motherfuckers acquiescing to the fact that you have the right to carry because you're going to protect yourself, and in so much you are protecting the community at large. It bothers the fuck out of me when lawyers go and they talk about this stuff like as if y'all fucking know it, but you ain't reading the damn Constitution. You ain't reading the text. You ain't going into the history or tradition of it. All you're doing is making hot air come out between your lips. Let's look at what the actual court said. The actual Supreme Court ruling, NYSERPA versus Bruin. Remember that when it's a Supreme Court case, it covers federal, not just fucking state. It is federally implicating. Across the board, all the way through the United States. Text, history, tradition. The 3 factors necessary in order to make a judgment call on whether a law is legal or not. Because it really pisses me off when y'all fucking confuse and conflate them fucking words. Let me point something out. There's a difference between the two. Law pertains to the United States Constitution and constitutional law specifically, just the Constitution. Legal pertains to every fucking thing else. Your state laws, your ordinances for city and county and what have you, those are all legal. Law has to deal with foundational laws. This is one of the reasons why it comes back to the Second Amendment is the law. You have to carry a fucking you have to have a permit to carry in this particular state, this, that, or the other, is legalese bullshit, and it's unlawful. See, this is why I don't play these fucking games with these people. I don't go around saying, oh, well, you know, I'm going to go and I'm going to fucking jump through these hoops just so I can have a little bit better technology. They all work the same. They're all long distance hole punches. What? You want me to bullshit about it? I'm not going to do that. This is your reality check. Wake the fuck up. This thing right here cannot go off unless I pull that trigger there with the hammer back. In my hand, it is an extension of my arm. Hence the reason why they are called arms. This could be an arms. Do you understand that? This can be fucking arms. It is an extension of your hand. An arm. Extending your hand. What is attached to it that extends your hand? It is an arm. Big brain moment. So let's just walk through this right quick. If the law states you must and then it follows that up with be permitted and follows that up with to carry a gun, it is abhorrent to the United States Constitution, it is abhorrent to the United States Republic. Repugnant, therefore, is not law and should be treated as such. That's Marbury versus Madison. What really bothers me is that, you know, people have these meltdowns like, oh, nice gun, and, you know, or fucking freak out about a gun, you know, carrying a gun or something, constitutionally what's said. I've seen this over and over again because people now don't have the power so much to be able to complain about it. They have to say something. They have to make it so that, you know, people's attention is drawn to that particular effect. It's just a fucking tool. It'd be the same as if I was carrying a fucking hammer around on my belt, son. So what? There's a gun on him. I've now realized how much of an idiot I've been for going and saying these sort of things to folks like, hey, you know, I like your pistol. It's just drawing attention to the fact that you have a gun. It doesn't matter. It's a fucking tool. It's an extension of your arm. If you're willing to carry one, that's fucking phenomenal. I salute the fuck out of you because the reality is you got more Karens than a freaking... Sorry, it's just... More Karens in a Sunday church. I tell you, it gets outrageous. I mean, so I can carry my pistol, but I can't carry it when I take my kid to school. But I can have it in the car, but I can't carry it anywhere if I don't have a fucking special piece of fucking plastic that says that I'm allowed to have this. Real quick. So, we're clear. I'm going to show you a piece of plastic. It says I'm allowed to have something. $50 years ago, this would have been a felony. You see that? That is my prescription. There's a reason to have something like this. Yeah, I utilize it for a medicinal purpose. It is literally aspirin to me. That's the most effect it has ever had on me, is aspirin, basically. Here's another one of those plastic cards that says I can have things and do things. You know? Let me see if I can just... That's good luck. Here. See? You know what that is, right? That's a driver's license. Says I can... Let's see if I can get that to focus. Says I can ride a motorcycle right there next to my thumb. You know? No special fucking nothings. But it says I can ride a motorcycle. There is no part in the Constitution that states that I need to or do not need to have a permission to be able to operate a large piece of machinery. There's nothing there. However, there is something there that says that I can do whatever the fuck I goddamn well please with this, so long as I don't physically harm another individual who's not trying to do physical harm to me or another individual, therefore, in my sight. Do you see the difference here? There is an actual piece of legislature which is part of the foundation of this country, which states that you may not. You can't make any legislation that makes it mandatory that I have to have a fucking license to do that. I could be Joe Dickless Bro and literally fucking walk the fuck around with a pistol on my hip, no butt, not fucking doing no harm to anybody. Long as I'm an American citizen, okay, well, that's fine, whatever. It's a damn tool. It's like fucking walking around with a Hilti. There's no difference. But, you know, apparently, you need to have a freaking special permit license for that. What? Well, I'll tell you, boy. If I need a permutation for that, then you're going to have to show me where the fuck my collar is, because, I ain't your boy. That's just why I got says about that, you know? It kind of bothers the fuck out of me that I need your permission to tell me where the fuck I may or may not carry. or for that matter, what I may or may not carry. I choose to protect myself, which means I'm choosing to protect your ass. What the fuck? Have a little bit of goddamn happiness for it. Because it just so happens that, you know what, if I show up on, if I show up, you know what I mean? You get to go home. You get to play with your kids again. You get to see your family again. I might not. I want you to think about that. I am taking on a whole lot of shit that you are unwilling to. Why is that? Well, specifically, because I believe in it. Because I'm willing to fucking die on that hill. Because I'm an American. This is what we are built on. And if you're not willing to stand for that, as has been said a fucking 1,000 times, them borders is wide the motherfuck open. Get your ass on, son. I don't want your kind here. I don't want your kind here. That's what bothers the fuck out of me is y'all look at this fucking Constitution and then you try to wheedle your fucking way around it. Even when it says shall, meaning it is law. Most fundamental, most strong, unmovable, impermeable, cannot be taken away, cannot be told away, cannot be legislated away because it fucking is so. The fact that I'm sitting here, I need to explain it to you like as if you are a fucking little 2-year-old that done got your hand caught in a fucking cookie jar tells me you don't know dick about the actual constitutional law. If we are having to discuss that I must have a permit to fucking walk around in my own goddamn country, then I'm discussing lunacy with an idiot. And y'all should be fucking ashamed of yourselves. Because it's rules for me, or rules for thee, but not for me. Bullshit that y'all are pulling. Every single motherfucker, everyone, you are over the age of 18. I don't give a shit if you're a man or a woman. That shit's out already. Been out forever. Fucking years. Over the age of 18, under the age of 65, you must carry. Let's just put it that way. Fuck the bullshit. You must carry. That way you can be disgusted when you want. Because now, everybody's got a gun. Every fucking body. You want to be disgusted? Go be disgusted in a fucking corner. Be disgusted by yourself. Because you forced the rest of us to be disgusted of you. And you're the only motherfucker that doesn't realize it. That's what the situation is. It bothers the fuck out of me that I even have to say something. But the reality of it is, I don't give a fuck what you think about because, oh, well, I was in the law, I was in the legal profession. Dude, listen. Your profession is based off of what I am talking about. It is built off of the foundation that I am speaking on. And that foundation is built on granite, on steel. It is immovable, impermeable. You cannot fuck it over. You cannot fuck with it. It is unfuckwithable. The Second Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, and the Fifth Amendment, you have the right to protect yourself. You have the right to protect your property. And you have the right to protect your posterity, for fuck's sake. That is the law. All the rest of this shit is just legalese. And it can get swept the fuck away because it's not useful. It's not righteous. It's, we want to dance around it just so we can get paid for something. Well, let me point something out to you. Was there criminal intent or not? That's the biggest fucking deal. Is there criminal intent or not? The intent to do physical, fiscal, or otherwise harm to another individual. I don't give a shit about your opinions. What does the fucking evidence say? Because I'll tell you what the evidence says, son. The evidence says that if you are a lawyer and you are arguing for the separation of powers, and yet you are arguing for and advocating for the disarmament of any individual for any fucking reason, being that they are outside of the cell, the little fucking 5 by 8 room, 5 by 8 by 3 room that you've stuck them in. Let's be clear on this. The only thing that separates a free man from somebody who is out there doing serious fucking harm, is a free man is the one who ends up in jail nowadays. Go ahead and tell me how that's righteous. I'll put it this way. I would rather be fucking judged by 12 than be carried by 6. But if you're going to force my hand anymore, at this point, let's meet the 6. I got one for each of them. Because that's what needs to be said. It needs to be on that level. You need to have the balls to say it. You need to have the balls to do it. I am sick and fucking tired of looking around me and seeing people scared of their own fucking shadows. Because, oh well, I might get in legal trouble. Let me point something out to you. Do right. Fear no man. It's not just words in a song, it's a reality. And you are fearing every single individual man because you are unwilling to do right. Otherwise, you wouldn't be afraid. And you would be ecstatic that somebody's willing to stand up and do such a thing. This is why I look at those places that say, oh, well, you can't have a gun. And I go, yeah, all right, whatever. Have a nice day. And that's all the mind I pay them. So, as it were, fuck your license. And I mean that. Fuck your license. My license says shall not be infringed. And it's a hell of a lot more fundamental law than yours is. I love a good hot toddy. All right. Well, this has been another installment of Ye Old Guardsman now. And motherfuckers, I'm out.